This is the 2026 Hyundai Stargazer X. Is it worth your money? Let's find out.
Now, as you can see over here, the 2026 Stargazer has been facelifted. In the Philippines, it'll come in 4 variants: the GL, the GLX, and 2 variants of the Stargazer X. That's right, for this model year, we'll get 2 variants of the Stargazer X: the Stargazer X GLS, and this top spec model, the Stargazer X Premium.
The 2026 Hyundai Stargazer X is not an entirely new model. It is just a facelift, but looking at the front, you can barely tell. It looks like a completely different model, at least from the front. So almost all the panels at the front are different. You get a different hood, different fenders. Of course, the entire front fascia is different. The hood is now higher. It's not as slanted as before. On the pre-facelift Stargazer X, the hood was almost the same angle as the windshield. Now you have more separation between the windshield and the hood, giving it a more rugged appearance. Now the front looks completely different. Gone is the LED light bar that spans across the width of the vehicle. It now looks less like RoboCop and more like Megatron. We got this huge mouth of a grille over here that spans almost the width of the vehicle. You get these angular C-shaped LED headlamps and DRLs. You get a different, more aggressive looking bumper. The wheels are 17 inches, the same as the pre-facelift Stargazer X, but this has a different design. They're finished in gloss black. You get power folding side mirrors with repeaters. Now you don't have cameras underneath the mirrors because the Stargazer X does not come with a 360 camera. Now you might say that the Xpander GLS comes with a 360 camera, and therefore the Stargazer X is behind the Xpander GLS. But the Stargazer X has a front radar unit. And that's because the Stargazer X comes with full ADAS, including adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, which all variants of the Xpander lack. Up here you get functional roof rails rated at 100 kilograms. You get a smart locking system. To lock or unlock the vehicle, just press this button over here. As the Stargazer X gets these flat black body moldings on the fenders and also on the rocker panel. Also, the Stargazer X comes with 4-wheel disc brakes, which the Xpander doesn't have.
Because of the redesigned front end, the new Stargazer X is significantly longer than the pre-facelift model. It is 4.61 meters long, about 115 millimeters longer than the outgoing model. The new GL and GLS variants are slightly shorter at 4,575 millimeters, but still longer than the pre-facelift models.
Under the hood of the new Stargazer is still the same 1.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine that puts out 115 horsepower and 144 newton meters of torque. It's still coupled to the same IVT transmission. It is not very powerful, but it should be very fuel efficient. The lighting units at the back have also been updated. So you still get the LED light bar over here, but these fins on the sides are now thinner and shorter. You get an updated bumper over here. You have a rear spoiler, and your third brake light is up here. You also have a rear wiper. As expected, the Stargazer X comes with a manual liftgate. All of its competitors in the same price bracket have manual liftgates. So yeah, the space is the same as the pre-facelift Xpander. Nothing here has been changed, which still means that it's still one of the more spacious MPVs in the segment.
Like most MPVs in its class, all the seats fold flat to the floor. Now, in terms of looks, I think the changes on the outside can be a bit polarizing. But on the inside, I think everyone's gonna agree that the interior looks much better now. But before I show you the interior, let's first hear a word from our sponsor.
Introducing the AutoSport Mobility Scooter. The world's most innovative mobility scooter. It folds into a small suitcase size, and it has wheels so you can move it around like a trolley. It separates into 2 parts. It has leather seats and grips, an illuminated LCD dashboard, enhanced lighting for extra visibility. You can install optional armrests. It's perfect for seniors as it's easy to lift and unfolds in seconds. It has a maximum speed of 10 kph, shock absorbing flat free tires, high ground clearance, advanced braking system, be free to travel anywhere, land, sea or air. It has 20 kilometers of continuous driving range. Engineered with flair, designed with passion for performance. Be active, be free, be yourself. Atto Sport, moving life.
Now on the inside, the changes are also pretty dramatic. We don't get the huge bezel around the screen anymore, which I wasn't really a fan of. Now we get this more streamlined looking dual screen setup. It looks like you have one wide screen in front of you. You have your instrument cluster over here, which is fully digital, and you have your infotainment screen. You have Apple CarPlay, you have Android Auto, both of which are wireless. Now, like I said before, it doesn't have a 360 camera. You only get a reverse camera, but you do get parking sensors all around the car. Now, you may lack a 360 camera, but you do get a full suite of ADAS features here. Like you get adaptive cruise control, autonomous braking, lane keeping assist. You have single zone climate control. You have dual USB ports over here. You get one USB-A port, one USB-C port. You also get a 12-volt outlet. You have a wireless phone charger. In terms of materials, this is leather wrapped. This is soft touch over here. This is hard plastic. This is hard plastic. This is leather wrapped. The steering wheel is leather wrapped. You get leather wrapped seats. Both are manually adjustable. You also get the electronic parking brake without the hold. Dual cup holders over here. Now in terms of storage, the glove box is pretty small. You also lose the little compartment over here, which you got on the pre-facelifted Stargazer. But we still have plenty of open cubbies over here. Like over here, you can put your phone there. Also up here. Yeah. Now here the back space is pretty decent. I have quite a bit of knee room over here. Headroom is also pretty good. In terms of toys, you have dual USB-C ports here. You have your aircon blowers up here. You also have a dedicated fan speed control. You have a foldable armrest, which is pretty wide. You don't get cup holders over here, but you do get cup holders on the door cards. And also you get this. How do you deploy this? Yeah, you get this tray. I'm not sure how you open it. I don't want to break it, so anyway, yeah, it's a pretty spacious interior, especially compared to MPVs like the BRV. Okay, so the second row seat tumbles forward for easier access to the third row. In terms of space, it is not bad. It's actually better than the BRV. You have a bit of knee room over here. The flooring is also a bit lower. The seats are a bit higher. In terms of toys, I get one cup holder on this side, one on that side, and I get a 12-volt outlet over here. The third row seats can also be reclined. Now we don't get dedicated air vents here at the back, but the blower fans over there are pretty close to my face, so it's not really a problem. Okay, so coming from the pre-facelift Stargazer, one thing that you might notice initially is that you can now see the hood. Yeah, the hood line of the Stargazer X is now higher. It drives the same as the pre-facelift Stargazer. It is relatively quiet. Acceleration is smooth. It has an IVT transmission, which is technically a CVT transmission, but it's one of the better CVT transmissions in the segment. If I step on the gas, the rubber band effect is not as prominent. Steering is light, but I wouldn't say that it's overly boosted, and the ride quality is pretty good. The major upgrades here are the ADAS features. You now get adaptive cruise control with stop and go. You have lane keeping assist, which we're going to test right now. As you can see, the car steers itself. It's following the lines on the road.
The new Hyundai Stargazer X Premium is priced at 1,378,000 pesos. That's around 40,000 more than the outgoing Stargazer X. But for that premium, you're getting a lot more in terms of advanced driver assist features. It doesn't come with a 360 camera, which could be a problem for some since a lot of its competitors offer that feature. However, it's worth noting that among 7-seater MPVs, only the Stargazer X and the Honda BR-V come with adaptive cruise control. Its other rivals like the Xpander, the Veloz, and the Ertiga don't offer that yet. At this price range, you'll have to pick your priorities. If you value active safety tech like autonomous braking, or driver assist features like adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assist, the Stargazer X might be a very attractive choice for you. But if you don't care about ADAS and you'd rather have a 360 camera, the new Xpander might be the better choice. Anyway, this was just a short test drive. We didn't have enough time to evaluate its ADAS performance or fuel economy. We'll dive deeper into that in our full review. So stay tuned and subscribe so you don't miss it.